Hi everyone, I'm Matei and welcome to a science-based fitness channel. Today I'm going to talk about muscle contraction. How is it happening? And just to let you know up front, there are 4 different types of muscle contractions and we're gonna go through all 4 of them, and I'm gonna also tell you how you can use them to improve your gains, to add diversity to your training sessions, and how can you take advantage of them, because you're doing them whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, they are happening. And the mere fact that we can take advantage and implement them in our training to get stronger, more shredded, or bulkier, or just use all our muscle fibers in that specific muscle or muscle group is just amazing. So keep watching this, and by the end you'll know exactly what's happening with your muscles as you work out. The first type of muscle contraction that I want to show you and talk about is isotonic contraction. It's basically the most common one, the one you're doing without actually knowing, and it can only happen when the load on the muscle it's lower than the force that your muscle can output, right? So if, for example, I can bicep curl, let's say 100 kilos, but I'm using 110 kilos, then it's not gonna happen because it's over my muscle's ability to output force, okay? So I'm just gonna use a pump set, and I'm gonna do a bicep curl. So from this position, bicep flex, and then down. See, this actually means that I am defeating the resistance, I'm shortening and then lengthening the muscle back to its original form. This is an isotonic contraction, and it is happening when you are able to defeat the resistance you're using. This type of muscle contraction, I suggest you use it when you're well rested, or when you do your basic bicep or whatever exercises you're doing for that muscle group. So the exercises with which you are most used to, do them with an isotonic muscle contraction, which again is shortening and then lengthening the muscle back to its original form. And make sure you're always using full range of motion. The second one I want to show you is the isometric muscle contraction. This one, for example, you can use it when you're just getting back into training, or when you're looking for that extra edge in, I don't know, maybe gaining resistance or just strength for that particular exercise or muscle group. Why am I saying that? Is because when you're doing isometric muscle contraction, for example, it's this. It's when you're holding the stimulus in a still position, and that way oxygen in that muscle group is being used. Your nervous system is being forced to, how should I put it? Your nervous system is forced to redirect its nervous impulses towards the muscle fibers that are rested. So it goes deeper and deeper until it finds those muscle fibers that you don't usually do. The biggest amount of muscle fibers recruited in a movement or in an exercise, to be more accurate, is done while doing it in an isometric manner. So if you want resistance or that extra edge for strength, just make sure that when you do train your biceps, for example, you add this type of movement. Okay, so isometric contraction will give you a little bit of an edge as you train, and will help you last longer and even be a lot more in control when you're playing with the weights. Cool? The third one I want to talk about is the concentric muscle contraction. So the way you do this one is when you're slowly coming up, right? Just like this, when you're barely defeating the resistance, and on the way down you're gonna use the same two tempo movement, right? So slowly on the way up, and then when you go down, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2. So this type of concentric muscle contraction is gonna help you when, for example, you're using light weights. Let's say you're doing your finisher and you're on chest and you're only using, I don't know, maybe 12 kilo dumbbells. I don't know how much that is in retard units, but you just Google it. And you've got no strength left in your shoulders, none in your triceps, and your chest have nothing to say. So you're using light weights, but you're focusing on the movement and technique as much as possible with everything you've got, right? So that is concentric muscle contraction. You can add this at the end, as I said before. The fourth type of muscle contraction I want to talk about is the eccentric one. So to do this one, you just do the contracting type movement part in 2-time tempo. So that's 1, 2, and then from here you would use a 6-time tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So a slower tempo on the way down means you're using eccentric muscle contraction. This one you could do, for example, when you're warming up or at the end when you're really tired. This one is actually used by physiotherapists as well. They use it, let's say, just in case you have like a pulled tendon or a ruptured muscle or whatever, any type of injury that's like physical. They use this type of muscle contraction because it helps bringing back that full range of motion, flexibility, strength as well. It brings such a big amount of blood flow in that area that's being worked. So it just pulls toxins away. It brings electrolytes, vitamins, amino acids, water, oxygen. So all this just boosts up that healing process. So from a physiotherapist's point of view, this is a go-to movement, right? But what is it doing for you in training? Well, it's helping you control the movement, and it helps you really exhaust that muscle fiber, right? And that muscle group, which sends a big, bright red message to your nervous system saying, I need more muscle fibers, right? So then your nervous system just starts creating more, and that's how you get bigger muscles with eccentric muscle contraction. Thank you guys so much for watching so far. It's been amazing to have your support, and I'm getting your messages on what videos you would like to see more, and just feedback or feed forward about my videos and my performance in them. Just a quick recap about what I did today. We did 4 muscle contraction types, and the first one was just the isotonic one, the one that everybody's doing, the most common one, where you fully lengthen and fully shorten the muscle. The second one was the isometric one, where you just hold it for a longer period of time, and this one is actually helping you with the biggest amount of muscle fibers recruited in the effort. It's also bringing a big volume of blood there, which is just pulling toxins away. It brings electrolytes, vitamins, amino acids, so it helps your muscle heal in case, for example, you have an injury. Actually, physiotherapists are using it when let's just say you pull a tendon, or you have a ruptured muscle, or you need that full range of motion. They're using this type of motion to actually this type of muscle contraction to help you regain that. So you use this not just in the gym for bodybuilding or fitness or weightlifting or whatever, but you're using this if you need physiotherapy as well. The third one was the concentric one, where you use a slower tempo to contract and shorten the muscle, and then a normal tempo as you go down. This one could be used, for example, when you're done with your workout and you've got nothing less, like your fuel tank is empty, but you still need a finisher for that muscle group. So you could do this one, right? The eccentric one is where you use a longer tempo to go down, right? And then a faster one as you come up. This one as well is used in the physiotherapy for the exact same purposes. It helps you regain elasticity, it helps you regain strength, and it also teaches your nervous system how to reconnect with those muscle fibers. When you're injured, sometimes your nervous system forgets how to do what it used to do, and it needs to relearn it. That was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love your support. Keep going at it. Likes, subscribes, comments, love them all. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you online.